I think we're seeing a kind of a widespread, a really majority of support in the society at the moment, and the level of both tolerance and acceptance in the country is high now. The Prime Minister himself, Kun Sethha Thavisin, is also publicly supportive of this bill, which leads to, the Thai cabinet's approval of this bill like a bit some months ago earlier. And I think it feeds into the fact that, being supportive of this bill that leads to the bill being recently passed in the House of Representatives yesterday.
So is it likely to be approved by the Senate next and also the King? How soon could it become law?
We think so. I think we are looking for maybe end of this year for it to be published in the Royal Gazette and then implemented into the law. So now that the readings in the House of Representatives is completed, it now goes to the upper house, the Senate's house, and they'll also have the bill will go through readings in the upper house also, and then we're hoping that opposition is less and less, and eventually it will pass the Senate's house and then be signed in the Royal Gazette and become law.
And if and when it does, what does this say about Thailand's views on equality and human rights when you compare with other countries in Southeast Asia?
Personally, I believe that it's a really huge deal for Thailand, and we are stepping up our games on the international stage and also within ASEAN, within the region also, that we are providing, it's the first step to providing full and equal rights and protection for LGBTQI community. I believe that to be able to have this bill becoming the law, it's saying something to the people. It's telling that you cannot just only see heterosexual couples now. There are couples of people of all genders in Thailand that you cannot neglect, that they exist, and this matters to them. This is a matter of life and death, and the bill matters to them. And I think it will also opens up for more level of acceptance in this country and less discrimination that LGBTQI community is facing in Thailand at the moment.
It hasn't been an easy road to get to this point. The legislation has been more than a decade in the making. Why has it taken this long?
It is. Let's say it's the activism and campaigning for this bill has been there for I think over a decade now. We could say it's like we're pushing for this bill along the way. But then I think it has to do with the kind of how the political narrative of this country has been so far too. I think during the last decade, because of the military junta, then the country is very oppressive in so many ways. And I think LGBTQ rights is one of them. I think it's not until just recently in 2020 that we see a kind of a nationwide protest on pro-democracy, that the LGBTQI rights and of course marriage equality is put into the mainstream political agenda alongside the call for democracy for people in Thailand. So I think that's one of the very, very good trigger that leads into, this bill being proposed into the government, into the parliament some years later. And now we have a government that's fully supportive of this bill.
So, Mook, what is in the bill? What are the details? And importantly, what isn't? What else are activists pushing for?
Right. So the principle to the bill itself is the amendment to Thailand's Civil and Commercial Code. Before, in the code itself, we say that a man and a woman can get married and become husband and wife. So the proposal is to change these gendered words, man and woman, into individuals so that it opens up to people of all gender to be able to get married, and also to change the word husband and wife into spouses too. So this way, people of all gender can enjoy the rights that were before reserved only for heterosexual couples, right? So that's one of the principles there of the code. So this is what we have achieved so far in the revision of the bill. But then also more works needs to be done when it comes to sections on, say, parental rights, where you have a word father and mother in relation to the rights to the child. We would need more, like maybe a work of revisions in the future to ensure that it's not just maybe father and mother, but we need a more gender neutral word, like, for example, parents, to be included too, so that it opens up to LGBTQI parents who have kids, for example. So this is like the work that's ongoing and we have been advocating and campaigning for in Thailand.
Well, celebrations today. Can you tell us what has been the mood and the reaction to this news in Thailand and on the streets?
I think it's really a cause for celebration, and people got goosebumps for it. And I think multiple people are crying. And I think it's like, even though we don't have like a kind of a perfect 100% bill, but I think it's a really, really good start. And it's a victory for all Thai people, not just for the LGBTI community, to be able to see this bill materialize itself in the parliament, making it this far. I think the kind of the overall sentiment is very positive, and I think people are really keeping an eye on and looking forward to this bill to be passed into law soon.
We'll be keeping an eye. Mookdapa Yangyuen Pradorn, thank you so much for joining The World.
Thank you.